Boogie, drop that beat.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think. Marques got on live today and he gave a response to Ken, Trisha's boyfriend, live-in boyfriend, going off on a rant about him being a deadbeat dad and how much he does for Trish, her kids, and basically dogging Marques out about his manhood, his fatherhood, his livelihood, everything you could think of. So Marques came and did a response. He got on live, did a response, and in that response he stated that, because Ken, let me back up, Ken stated a couple of times in his rant how Marques is scared to come up to their house, as if he's inviting him up to the house to fight. My opinion, I believe Ken really wants to fight Marques. But Marques said he's not scared. He just don't want no problems because he know his kids need him. Ken, I don't think Marques is scared either. But why, if you know there's a problem, then why would you go towards the problem? So I'm with Marques on that. But Marques also stated that he does not go up to their house, don't go over there, because when he went over there, Ken pulled a weapon on him. And it sounds believable. It does sound believable. I don't know if it's true, but it does sound believable. Because for one, why do Ken care where Marques meet his kids at? Just because he doesn't come up to the house does not mean he's scared to face Ken. Maybe he just don't want to be bothered with Ken. I don't want to look at his face. But it's a reason that Ken is basically inviting him to come up to that house. Is it because if Marques goes to the house and Ken pull the weapon, it can be self-defense? Because Ken probably, he just lift weights. He probably ain't never had a fight because he's used to throwing his weight around. But Marques said that it was covered up. It was edited out of Ken pulling the weapon on him. And like I say, that sounds believable. The reason I say it sounds believable is because look at all the stuff that's being covered up for Martell. Martell has a DV conviction. Threatened to expose Revenge P on his ex-wife. Carlos don't give a doggone about the welfare of his cast. Sorry. All Carlos care about is ratings and continuance of a show. Had Melody not got her own security, Nothing was going to be put in place, in my opinion, to protect Melody on set. Hey, Carlos, from what we hear, Carlos so doggone cheap, he can't even pay the cast fairly. So you really think that he's going to offer up money for security? I mean, they probably have it in place now because of Melody filing her police report, Martell getting arrested, Martell getting convicted. So it's probably provided by the network, but I don't think Carlos is paying for it out of the Love and Marriage Huntsville budget, because he's so doggone cheap, he doesn't want to pay anything. Or if he is paying for it or made to pay for security, he is, that's probably another reason why he's pissed at Melody, because he probably feels as though he doesn't need security, because it's only one person that's claiming they need protection. Everybody else walks around with no protection. And because Carlos don't care for Melody in the first place, he probably don't see the need. But like I say, it's very believable that Ken pulling a weapon on Marques could have been edited and covered up. Because that's the type of person, and it's sad, but that's the type of person that Carlos leads people to believe that he is. Because Love and Marriage Huntsville is on his last leg, and Carlos probably thought that the whole story of Ken and Trish, with Trish being married and have history with Martell, Carlos was looking for that to boost the ratings, bring in more viewership. So he couldn't risk scrapping their story and getting rid of them before they even had before their storyline got a chance to play out on air. If he covered it up, if it happened and Carlos covered it up, I'm not surprised. Not one bit. Because it fits with Carlos' character. To the point where he would rather cover it up, have something to hold over Trish and Ken's head when he need to, versus doing the right thing, scrapping their storyline, getting rid of them, and moving to the next couple down the list. But because Love and Marriage Huntsville, it carries all of Carlos' other shows. Even though the ratings are at its all-time low right now, Love and Marriage Huntsville still carry all of Carlos' other shows. Without Love and Marriage Huntsville, none of these other shows would be in existence right about now. But because Love and Marriage Huntsville is the anchor to all his other shows, Carlos cannot afford any more anything else to go wrong with Love and Marriage Huntsville. OWN is already in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit because one cast has ran off at the mouth and used his profession in the wrong manner, took it too far, thinking that because he's an officer of the court that he has the right to use it against other people. So OWN can't afford any more lawsuits. So it's possible that Carlos could have covered up Ken pulling a weapon on Marques. Carlos, the producer, whomever did it. It all leads back to Carlos. Because he has the final say. And I'm quite sure if it was covered up, rather it was somebody else or Carlos. Carlos is the executive producer and everything goes through him. But it's just sad that this show is this doggone toxic. And Carlos, if he did do this, he doesn't. It just further proves how far he would go just for a show. Even though he had already proved that he don't care about his cast or anything, by not letting Martell go when he should have been gone. Because all the things that Martell have done, long before he got the DV conviction, not charge, but conviction, Martell should have been X'd out. But because Martell and Carlos are buddies, along with the Scotts and now Stormy and Destiny, how can you... He's too friendly with this cast, too close to this cast, which is why another reason why Carlos cannot have a good show, because he knows that the cast, they can't take their own reality. It's embarrassing, but the thing is, it's their reality of what they signed up for. So, versus Carlos messing up his friendship with these people, causing them to not film, he allowed them to sweep everything under the rug, create fake storylines, and he'll cover it all up on the back end. Which is the reason why I can actually see something like a cover-up between Ken, Trish, and Marques happening. But now that Marques has spoke about it, I don't know. I wonder, did he jeopardize his spot on Love and Marriage Huntsville? And I hope not. Because if he's fin to bring it and expose Ken, expose Trish, now I'm interested in seeing more of Marques. But Carlos is not going to let that happen. Especially if it's going to possibly expose the real that's going on behind the scenes, the cover up and stuff like that, which we already know it's a lot of covering up going on, but we ain't know it was to this magnitude. But anyway, that's all I have. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.